Giggs. No. Rhodri.
Is there anything that Lionel Messi is better than you at? It's opinions. I respect your opinions. Maybe in your opinion Messi is better than me, but in my mind I'm better than him.
I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month. I don't rap much. I just hit the money and go stack up. Only buy Carhartt cards and get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up,
Yes, guys, I'm Sai. Welcome to Ace Podcast Nation, which is the home of Rhodri Giggs on football. We're also live on Cardiff City World for this very special Euros roundup, as we do here every week, talking the Euros, giving our predictions, all the good stuff. As always, I am joined by the man himself. He is a former Mosley forward, former FC United, Salford City, Bangor City, Aberystwyth Town, and more. Mr. Rhodri Giggs, how the devil are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm say I'm good. I've been doing the train run this week because my car, car's getting fixed in the garage. So doing the old walk to the train station, getting the train. But other than that, I'm good, mate. Good.
Just back with the normal people, isn't you? Doing the rat
I don't mind.
Train,
I don't mind that. Don't mind that. Nice stroll. It's been nice weather, so get up at the same time. Just leave about 15 minutes earlier. Rammed train to Manchester, but as soon as you get to Manchester, I go on then and it's quiet. So it's all good, mate. All good.
Top quality.
No, but I like the trains as well. Grew up on the trains. My granddad was a transport police, so we always used to get the train back to Manchester, Cardiff all the time. So when the kids, so I always like the train.
What's the score with the car then? You're going to get that back soon or not? I don't know yet.
Yeah. It'll be next week. Though. It'll be next week, Monday. Oh no, I'm not Monday. Probably Wednesday.
Oh, look at that.
Probably Wednesday. But I'm gonna get some in the meantime. Probably tomorrow, and then
get the old courtesy car. Just in time, if you haven't got your tickets, there is literally a couple of extra ones that gone on resale for the Joe Ledley City Legends events, 6th of July, which is a week Saturday. Very, very limited tickets now, but you can get one if you're quick. Only £10. Going to be an absolute belter of a night. Just looking at details at the bottom of the screen now or all over the socials. It's all there. There's an email address. Get in contact. Get your tickets. It's going to be a belting night. It's going to be a cracker, as they say. But unfortunately, Wales are not at the Euros, mate. So this roundup always feels not as fun. But there's still plenty to talk about because some of the favourites from before the tournament are not firing. I think you can excuse Portugal because they rested players. But I mean, England and France particularly have not really fired. They've been quite poor, mate. Quite poor. France haven't scored a goal from open play. When you consider the players they've got at their disposal is quite remarkable. And England, well, I'm sure we'll get to it, have been pretty shambolic, to be fair. But they're still in it. They top the group. There's a long way to go. You know who has done well, mate, didn't you? Austria.
You mean they've got through to next round, and then they'll get through to next round, probably get beat?
They top the group, mate.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you cut top the group, second or third, as long as you get the point of the matter is to get to the next round.
Well, they top the group,
and you can
France,
finish
France and Holland.
Finish like second or third and get someone like England.
Well, in fairness, mate, to quote you, when I said Austria will qualify ahead of Holland, you said, "Do you want to bet?" But
and you went
because I'm not a gambling man, mate. You know, so we haven't got these little, these little deals with certain bookmakers.
Listen, I'll say this all the time: the sun shines in the dog's ass every once in a while.
Well, we'll talk about that, mate, because obviously previously for the last couple of years, I've given you a bit of a spanking in the predictions. You've got a bit carried away this season because I had a bad season. But we're going through the results so far in the first 2 weeks of the Euros. Normal service has been resumed. But rather than I'm not going to go through all the results, but basically the score at the moment is 17-11 to me. So, normal service.
We were talking about this before we come on air, and really, it should be 17-14 because I messed up on the first day. But that's my fault.
Excuses all the time. Come on.
There's no excuses. I'm just letting people know what the scrap was. I chose Germany were going to get beat, Hungary were going to win, and someone else was going to win on the first. Yeah, so it was a bad error of judgment, but yeah. What are you going to do? I'll own it. No problem.
That's it. That's what I like.
Normal.
Take it on the chin.
Normal stuff resumes now. No, that's incorrect. Over 9 months is that's proof.
No, yeah, it's all a bit of fun, mate, isn't it? But it's been a really interesting Euros. One of the things I want to talk to you about before we get to the the ins and outs. Yeah, that's what I was going. So what I was going to say is because of the way they've set it up, with 4 of the third teams going through, 4 out of 6 third place go through. So what you found is the first round of games, the first game in every group was really good, and then after that it was garbage. And it's been boring because pretty much everyone goes through, bar 2 teams. Or I think they'd be better extending it to 32 teams and just doing it as the first 2 go through, and having an extra.
No, how many's in the tournament? Was it 30? Or was it 24?
20. Yeah, 24. What is it? Group 8.
Yeah, so 8 miss out.
Yeah, sorry, my maths, but you know what I mean. And what I mean is there's not as much. I think Gary Lineker said it the other day.
Hey, we were talking about this the other day.
There's not as much jeopardy, is it? But I do agree that just the top 2. If just the top 2 go through from each group, a lot of those results are different, or a lot of those performances are different because a lot of teams just sat back knowing that they were going to get through anyway. I mean, England topped the group and they scored 1 goal.
We'll talk about this the other day. There's not enough ballers about to open up doors, and the teams that are with this low block, basically 2 banks of 4 or whatever you want to call it. It's difficult to break down, and there's no real. And it's difficult. It is difficult when you've got players who are very mobile, fit, organised, and catching teams on the break. And these teams aren't great anyway. The France team, not great. Even looking at the France teams of the past, you put them against them. Not one of them are getting the team. Probably Mbappe, that's it. So they're not great. Spain.
I don't know.
They've done all right, actually. Germany and Spain have done all right. Portugal, huffed and puffed, but they look decent. I'm dismissing last night because they dropped a load of players, even though they shouldn't get beat 2-0. Or rested a few players. England, done enough. Not look great. They'll get the balance right now, and they'll look better. If they don't, then that's all down to the manager because everyone's seen it. You changed them 3 changes, changed the whole. There's a few things that you could do if you didn't want to leave Saka out. Okay, even though Trippier's not done great, put Bukayo Saka left back. He's played there before, so I know it's a big ask in a semi-final last 16, but they play in Slovenia. Come on.
Yeah, but I want to ask you a question,
There's a
mate,
number
right?
of things that he could do.
Obviously,
And who else is there? Who have missed anyone? No, like say Austria have done well, but you know,
well
they're
coached.
going to.
Well
You know, it could
coached.
be one of them years like a Denmark and a Greece,
Yeah.
where Austria could go on and win it. It could be because it's not they're not great. They weren't great teams around them times.
Mm. I want to ask you a question, right? You mentioned there's a lot of teams playing these low blocks. You've obviously, you've got a very famous footballing brother. You've played football yourself at a decent level. You've also done your coaching badges. In your opinion, if you've got a low block, what would you do, or what would you encourage your team to do to break down a very organised low block? Like, what attributes and what things would you be looking to do?
Well, there's a number of ways. There's a number of ways you can do it. There's a number of ways you do it, but it's difficult. Try and let them play out. Try and let them have the ball more, and let them try and attack you, and just try and catch them out that way. It's a 360, but it leaves space then. But will these teams do that? Probably not. So it's difficult. It's just difficult. But go on.
I was just going to say, for me, I think I would be looking at, you need people who can look after the football and create from deep. You need pace, or you need pace in the wide areas, so that when the central players can pull people out of position to create the spaces, then the pace can utilize it. And I feel like it's been really weird the way France and England have set up, because they've got the players to do that sort of thing and play and moving the ball quickly as well, and having runners and having movement off the ball. But both teams seem very static, almost like a little bit lethargic.
Well, England have got
England are very inverted, and it just seems crowded.
England are unbalanced because of Trippier. Even though he's not done badly, he's not a left fullback; he's a right fullback. That's why he's one of the best right fullbacks, assists in the Premier League as a fullback, because he's very good at right fullback. So, do you put Trent over there and put Kyle Walker left back? Possibly that's another option, because Kyle Walker doesn't give you much going forward anyway. Where on the right, Trent Alexander would. Yes, you're leaving a bit of a defensive, but he still plays for Liverpool. He's still won Champions League finals. He's still won a Premier League. So he's still a good right fullback. He's just not. He's defending in his strongest parts. So it's the midfield they've got to get right. It's the midfield. It's
But do you not think
did he play Cole Palmer? What do they do with Phil Foden? Cole Palmer has to play. He has to play.
In my opinion, Palmer, Mainu, and probably Gordon, I think, have to start mid in the next game.
I would play Foden on the right.
Yeah,
play Foden on the right. He's played there a lot more times than he has on the left. That's where he plays for City. He's a better player than Bukayo Saka. Play him on the right. Cole Palmer on the left. He can play that role.
But you don't think one of the
left
problems?
Or right, Cole Palmer. He still does a good game either side.
Do you think one of the problems that they're having though as well is you've got
Harry Kane's problem as well?
Harry Kane wants to drop in deep into the number 10. You've got Bellingham in the 10. You've got Bukayo Saka as an inverted winger, and you've got Foden who's inverted to come in the middle. So you end up with 4 players all wanting to go to the same area, and then you haven't got Trippier, you haven't got an out-and-out left full-back to make that space. For the inverted.
Ideally, if Harry Kane's going to do that, you're going to have 2 that are outside that are like a Rashford, and someone, and probably Saka that's done that, who's going to go on further.
Yeah.
On beyond the last man, so they could be the runners leaving the space. But Phil Foden don't really do that. But Bukayo Saka has done that in spurts and spats, but it needs to be doing more if Harry Kane's going to drop deep like that. But Yes, it's
So,
they've
look,
got the players. It's just getting them in the right places. It's just and that's why he gets paid a lot of money to do it. But he's not doing a very good job at the minute because them 3 games, although they've won the group, it's not been convincing. No, not flying with goals, not massive chances, and with that team and them players, yeah. That first game, he should have just boom. No, not working that. Instead, he went for it again, and it lasted 55 minutes or whatever it lasted. And then the third game, he plays Gallagher, and that didn't work out. Yes, he's got energy and stuff like that, but you know, you're in Euros, you need to be creative and know what you're going to do with the ball and keep the ball. Manu, come on and show him what a good player is. Open, great passes, set up Harry Kane to set up Cole Palmer, who could have scored. He's right. That's why they should have took Grealish, because Grealish carries the ball well. And
I saw a lot of people saying that, like, even though Rashford had such a poor season, he should have gone because
Grealish should have gone before Rashford.
Well, no, I agree.
If anyone's going to go, it should have been Grealish.
But
because options,
they do look unbalanced. But also, like, his comments about the left-hand side, he chose to only take Luke Shaw as an out-and-out left-back. He picked that team. So if he wanted to take Luke Shaw, which I do understand, because Luke Shaw is the best left-back that England have, and he makes such a difference when he's fit, but you have to take an out-and-out left-back with you because he's going to miss at least the group stage. So you have to take an out-and-out left-back with you. You have to look at, right, well, Kane wants to drop deep. Foden wants to
because Kieran Trippier's played there before and done a good job, but it unbalances your team. And he's gambled, and we'll have to see if the gamble pays off. But he could have left Shaw at home. Ivan Toney's not going to get a kick this Euros. There's Grealish and Rashford, them two that aren't there. But, it's...
Alex says it doesn't seem like England have got a style of play. Do you agree with that? It's been there 9 years.
You've got to get the right personnel. He seems to be trying to do something, and he hasn't got the right personnel to do that. Harry Kane is a problem. Is a massive problem. Because he hasn't got the legs anymore, and he drops in deep, and he's the captain. He's the he's the record goal scorer, but he's not as quick as he's not. When you're a defender, and he's not going that way, you don't have to worry about that. It's a big plus for him.
Especially
all you have to worry about is everything. As soon as that Ollie Watkins come on, like, whoa, defenders don't like pace. It's the worst thing because you can't recover from it. Half a yard, he's gone, bump, see you later, and you can't recover from it. Busy for pin centre half, just like, what's going on here? Instead of just everything you can see in front of him. So, I think the midfield is a big problem. You've got Rice and Bellingham, they're stamped on, they're playing. But it's the other issues to get in. It's difficult. But I'm not getting paid £6, £7, £8 million a year to do it. He is.
So a couple of controversial takes that I've saw from people within the media, from channels that I would count as pretty well versed in tactics and football, and they know what they're talking about. And one was that as good as Phil Foden has been for Manchester City, he's never been that player for England. So are England trying to accommodate him so much that they're kind of ignoring Cole Palmer? Then they're trying to, Manu can't get on the side because Bellingham's going to drop deep to accommodate Foden. And they're saying that basically what they should do is, right, this is our system, 4-2-3-1. Okay, Bellingham is going to be in there and Rice is going to be in there. For this system to work, because we know Harry Kane's going to drop deep, we have to have wide players who are going to go in behind, not cut inside, which means, right, Anthony Gordon probably has to be the one on the left. Maybe.
Yeah, they're not going to do that, though, are they? That's not going to do that. That's not what it is.
And basically, the controversial take was, should it be Foden or Bellingham to start rather than trying to fit them both in? And then the other take was, if they dropped Harry Kane, a lot of these issues would disappear. Do you agree with either kind of?
Yeah, I think Phil Foden would. I think England would be a better team if you swapped Harry Kane with Phil Foden, and you played with a false 9.
So you had Foden in a false 9 with like Bellingham just behind, and them kind of interchanging, and
yeah.
I can see that, mate, because they do it with a bit more pace, and what that would allow you to do is obviously play an out and out winger.
But then you would have to have Gordon, and you would have to have Bukayo Saka on the right, and then that leaves out Cole Palmer.
Or Bowen. You could play Bowen, I suppose.
No.
He's got the pace. I mean,
no.
But yeah, I agree.
No.
For me, Cole Palmer should be at the side.
No, I wouldn't have Bowen. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but I'd rather him off the bench.
Alex says Rashford has pace that they don't have. It's pointless taking some of them that they're not going to use. Rashford has that something different. Yeah, I think he's got a lot of players who are like the same. Like, I'm not saying, Cole Palmer is phenomenal, mate, but Foden, Palmer, Bellingham, Kane, those 4 all want to go to the same kind of areas. I think Cole Palmer's slightly different to the others because he prefers to start out wide and then move in, whereas Foden, if you gave him a choice, would want to be in the number 10. Same with probably Bellingham. Although, mate, what's interesting is Jude Bellingham's played midfield, number 8, all his career until he went to Madrid. And then because they didn't get Mbappe, he's ended up playing a 10 and the false 9. But he's actually been a midfielder for the majority of his career, playing in the number 8. So it's almost like Southgate doesn't want to ask him. So he's got to be, for me, Southgate's got to be strong and say, this is where you're playing. To whoever, this is where you're playing because this is best for the team.
If there was a top manager managing this England team, they would absolutely walk it.
They certainly would have
They would walk it. They would absolutely walk it. No,
So
you've got Steve. You got Steve Holland, 38 games for Crew, lost 11. I mean, lost 3/4 or 2/3 of his games. Martin Magnuson, he's Welsh.
Yeah.
The other geezer from Yeovil. Gareth Southgate, Middlesbrough, didn't do anything, didn't win anything.
Relegated. He's the only manager in history to get a national team and a club side relegated.
Does very well in the Euro, does very well in the World Cup. Is it the Euros or the World Cup? Is it the World Cup?
Got the final of one and the semi-final of the other, didn't he?
Yeah, so the final of the Euros, was it the Euros?
Yeah, they lost
the final of the Euros in your own country at Wembley against the poor Italy side, and you don't win.
Yeah,
that's the difference between a Pochettino and a Mourinho.
Yeah, 100%.
One's very good and easy on the eye. One just gets it done.
Yeah,
no matter what. Just
winner.
Just gets it done. Gareth Southgate isn't that. He is a yes man. He's a company man, and he's done a very, very good job because he's been in the system. He knows the system. He knows how it works. He's kept the press on side, and that's why he's kept in the job for so long. Do you think if they didn't like this manager that he would still be in that position after losing the Euros Cup final, getting beat in the semi-final of the World Cup? Do you really think he would still be there if the press didn't like him? He would be on his toes. Remember Graham Taylor, Turnip Head. Then Sven-Goran Eriksson, Bobby Robson, Teddy Venables, Glenn Oddle was a wacko.
Yeah.
They all switched on him because they didn't like him. And because this guy is a press man, that's why he's still there. He won't be there after this year. I can guarantee you that.
No, it's certainly interesting, mate. Here's a question for you then. Mourinho revealed recently that
I hope he stays on for another 4 years. Give him another 4-year contract. As a proud Welshman, that's what I want to say.
Mourinho revealed recently in an interview on Rio Ferdinand's channel that he was offered the England job a while back.
Who was?
Mourinho was. So here's a question for you, right? Mourinho's a winner. do you think Mourinho would get more out of this squad than what Southgate currently is? Because Mourinho is not known for his football, like his silky football.
I disagree.
But do you know what he does bring, mate? Is he brings balance. This side would be.
I disagree to that to a certain extent because he goes to team with talented offensive players. No, Cristiano Ronaldo got his biggest score ratio and assist ratio under Jose Mourinho. So, you know, they did score a lot of goals when he was at Real Madrid. At Chelsea, they scored a lot of goals when they were at Chelsea, but they were a very solid outfit. Inter Milan was a bit different, but still very solid. Yeah, he gets it done. He's a winner. That's the difference.
Yeah, mate. Do you understand the England fans' frustration? Because I saw a bit of criticism of some of the England fans from the media after the third game. Like, the fans were clearly pissed off. They were shouting from the stands and they were angry. And I saw a lot of the media were like saying, you know, they're top of the group. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Which is a valid point, though. It's a valid point. You know,
can you understand their frustration?
If you won 4-0, 3-0, and 2-1, and then go into a game in the next 16, and it's a bit tight, a bit nervy. Well, we've not been through this before. No, they're battle worn now. They've been under pressure. Now it comes to the real thing. They've all been at big games before. They're all at big clubs, but now it's real. And I expect them to put it up another level because these are the type of players that can do that. So that's what I'm expecting to see from these players because some of them play for the best teams in the Europe, and the best players around Europe. You know, look at got some top players. Jude Bellingham, best player in Spain. Foden, best player in England. Cole Palmer, best young player in England. No, the list goes on and on. Harry Kane, best player in Germany. No, this is a very good team, and they've got some levels to go up. And that's what I'm expecting to see. If I see another drab performance, then you know, these players need to answer for as well. Some of them, because you know, it's not all down to tactics. Take charge of it. Take control of the game. And
let's be honest, mate. Right, is that the side of the draw which England have now?
Very good. Very good.
They could not ask for a better side to that draw because of the way the groups all went. If they don't go on Saturday or Sunday, whenever it is, Sunday, if they don't go at Slovakia and just get it put to bed within an hour, then they deserve everything which comes their way. Because in a knockout tournament at 6 o'clock on Sunday night, bit of static there, mate, on your mic. Don't know what that was. If they don't go and get it put to bed after an hour, mate, then he deserves everything he's getting. The squad they've got, if he can't come up with a plan to beat Slovakia in a one-off game, then he deserves all the grief and criticism that he gets. It's as simple as that. Because that squad, and bear in mind, by the way, the squad is unbalanced because he's left certain players at home. Not because they weren't available. There was obviously someone not available, but there's a whole host of left backs he could have taken. There's a whole host of wingers. There's a whole host of personnel. England have got this massive pool of players to pick from, and you're telling me that he can't find another left back? Come on, be real. It's his fault that the squad is as bad as it is, or is performing as bad as it is. It's his fault the squad is unbalanced, so he has to take that responsibility. Do you buy into this though, mate? That some people are saying that he's kind of withheld the likes of Palmer, Mainu, a couple of others, with the idea that come into the knockout stage, he'll kind of unleash them all, and then you'll see a different England side? Or do you think that's just a very poor excuse?
The players should come together and say, you know, like you just said, these could blow these away in the first 10, 15 minutes. Yeah. If it goes the other way and it's 20, 25 minutes playing, it's still 0-0. These games get nervy. You know, they get very, very nervy, start snatching at things. But, you know, I wouldn't expect that from these some of these players because some of them are big players. But it's a different kind of pressure playing for your country. Some players can't do it. Phil Foden, very good for City, but he's not really showed it for England, and we've seen that before. John Barnes played very well in his club, didn't really do it for England, although he scored some fantastic goals. And there's other players that are good players of the club teams, but then go to international and not the same. So, it's a tricky one, but I expect them to blow them away in the first 20, 25 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. And if they don't, it'll get nervy. It'll get very nervy.
So Jonathan makes a good, interesting point. He says, good individuals don't make a good team. England have hyped up their players to win everything, and they've won nothing in my lifetime. And they have been hyped up again this tournament. Probably more so because they obviously got to a final and a semi-final more recently. But
he's never done that before. He's always had a right balance to the team. I agree with that. They're a team of individuals at the minute. They're not a team, but that's down to the manager getting the right personnel in. You've got to get the right blend in that squad. There'll be some type of player that'll glue all them together. That's his job to figure out who it is. Is it Wharton? Is it Manu? Is it no? Who is it?
Do you buy into
because he seemed to think Phillips matched them perfectly. Jordan Henderson matched them perfectly. He always left someone out and think, anyone's going to leave him. That's what he's got to do here. But there's a lot more now because there's a lot better players and players have had a better season. So, it must be difficult to leave Cole Palmer out. Must be difficult to leave Eze out. There's a lot of players that have had a good season, but not getting a game. So, but when they've come on, Gordon, another one who at the end of the season was very, very good. The friendly games for England, he was probably the best player in the two games that they had. So, and I hear that he's right. So here's another thing that I read today: England camp. You can go fishing, you can play darts, you can do bowling, swimming, bit of inflatable games that they've done that before. No, let's go for a bike ride. Let's go for a mountain bike ride. And so one of our players falls over and he scratches all his face, scratches all his knee. So, play golf. You're not going to get injured there unless someone hits you on the end of a ball, but it's very unlikely. So, Gordon's they've gone on a bike ride today and Anthony Gordon's fell and grazed all his face and cut all his knee, and so
gives an excuse to not play him again, doesn't it? He's got a scratched up face, so he can't play.
Everyone's fell off a bike, mate.
No,
he had an helmet on.
I'm just playing.
Yeah, the helmet saved him. So,
in fairness, Gareth Southgate wears a helmet to walk to the car, doesn't he? So.
No, I don't agree with all. I don't agree with all that business. He's still done well for England.
Mate, but has he though? Right. Has he though?
England hope. Give them hope, Annie. But we got to semi-final. We could win it with his silly waistcoat. Then it was the Euros to get to the final, and everyone thought they were going to win. It's at Wembley. They're at home, and then they get beat. So he's give them hope. I wouldn't say he's very done well. He should be doing better, really.
Right,
but
just before we move on to some of the other teams, I want to put Borough fan, Geordie, a couple of the English guys who are in the chat. I want you to tell me what your midfield and attack would be against Slovakia. And I want to see what the general consensus is in terms of like what they think what the team should be. Because I do feel like trying to fit everyone in is half their problem. But just as we let them come in, let's talk about some of the other games. So the first game up on Saturday, we'll do our predictions as we go along, mate, is Switzerland versus Italy, 6 o'clock Saturday night. Either side particularly impressed you, or
no?
I thought Italy have been pretty blunt. They've been particularly up front, mate. They don't create a lot at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1-1. Drab 1-1. Penalties.
1-1.
Italy win on pens.
Italy pens. I'm going to go with a 1-0 Italy win there, I think. But I wouldn't be surprised if it went the other way. With a like a Switzerland 1-0 or something, like a set piece or something like that.
Yeah, go on.
But I just think Italy have been a bit blunt, but defensively they're pretty
Great
sound.
goal at the end of the game, though, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Against Croatia.
Yes, indeed. And then obviously next up, then you've got the host nation Germany versus Denmark. I think Denmark have been all right. They haven't quite scored as many goals as I thought they might, but in terms of like they're organised, they're pretty good in the press and stuff like that. I think they've been relatively good, but a bit disappointed with their final product. Germany, I think, have been pretty good. So
Germany and Spain have been the standout. Portugal as well, but after last night, put a bit of damage.
Takes the edge off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to go with 2-1 Germany.
And Austria, like you say, Austria. Sorry.
Yeah, Austria would be very good, mate. Germany, Denmark. Do you see a German win as the only way forward, or do you think that possibly Denmark can sneak through there?
No, yeah, Germany win.
I've gone Germany 2-1, mate. For me, I think it'll be close. I think it'll be close, but I think Germany will have too much. They've got, they're scoring goals. They've got the home support. Does make a difference, especially in the knockout rounds. And then obviously Sunday, you've got Spain, Georgia. We'll come back to the England game in a minute. Spain, Georgia. What are you thinking there? Is that a definite Spain win? Georgia have got one or two like genuine superstars.
I'm going to go Georgia 2-1. They're going to be my surprise. Austria or Georgia, one of them two are going to win. I'm going to go Georgia 2-1.
Georgia 2-1. That is a bold shout, mate. A fair play.
They were good. They were good last night.
Yeah, mate. That the lad who plays for Napoli. I can't pronounce his name, and I'm not even trying. But he is. I admit he's quality, absolute quality. And I really like.
The one who scored the first goal.
Yeah. He is quality, mate. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go 1-1 Spain on penalties. There, I think. I think Georgia will give him a good game. But I think Spain will have that tournament experience. Although it's a very young squad, I suppose, isn't it? So maybe. But now I'm going to go stick with that. And then we got that England-Slovakia game, mate. Surely, it's got to be an England victory with the squad they've got. Surely.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-1, mate, or 3-0.
Which one? 3-0 England, is it? 3-0 England, Rhodri. I'm going to go with 2. I'm going to go 2-0 England. Like I said, if they don't blow them away in the first 20 minutes, there's something real wrong in that group, because the players have got to take responsibility as well. Whichever team he puts out, the players have to take responsibility and say, we are better than this team, so let's go play like it. And then Monday, we've got France versus Belgium. First of the big boys meeting. Belgium have been underwhelming, to say the least. But so have France, man. France have been really poor. I think France are going to turn up now, though. I'm going to go France 3-1. Do you see any
France are playing Belgium these days?
Yeah. Who you got for that? Tricky, isn't it? Because they've both been poor,
2-1 France. Yeah.
2-1 France.
Who have you got? What have you got?
I went 3-1 France. But both have been really poor, but I just look at France will click at some point, you'd think. So that's that. And then Portugal versus Slovenia. I thought Slovenia looked pretty poor the other day, but defensively organised, obviously.
Portugal 2-0.
Yeah, I think, like you said, Portugal had been pretty impressive up to that point. It's just they rested a few.
Ronaldo yet to score.
I know, but he is the record holder for assists in tournaments now, isn't he? Because he set up Bruno, didn't he, for that? Was it Bruno where he had set him up for a tap-in? What did you say? 2-0?
2-0.
2-0 Portugal. Yeah, mate. Portugal, if it wasn't for the Georgia game, I think because I really thought they'd been impressive up to that point. So that's the knockout stage predictions. Should England get through, they'll play Switzerland or Italy, and the other side will be Romania, Holland. Oh, I've missed some games there, haven't I? Portugal. Yeah, here we are. Romania versus Netherlands, mate, on Tuesday. Oof. It's a tricky one because I think Romania have looked all right.
Yeah, it's going to go to a draw. That's a draw, 1-1.
So 1-1. Who's having the penalty victory then on that? So it's a
pass.
It's a lottery, isn't it?
Toss up. Let's go Romania.
Go on, boy. I'm going to go with 2-1 Romania victory. I've got a feeling they might have a little romp there. So I'm going to go 2-1 Romania. You've gone Romania on penalties. And then the final knockout stage game is going to be a cracking game on Tuesday night. It's Austria versus Turkey. Both sides have been pretty impressive, in fairness. I'm going Austria, mate.
2-1. Austria 2-1. Ralph Rangnick.
Ralph Radnick.
Ralph.
Masterclass.
Yeah.
Doing some proper coaching. So you've gone 2-1 Austria. I'm going to go 3-2 Austria. I think it'll be quite a high scoring game. But I think Austria will win. Although Turkey have impressed me, mate. I've got to say Turkey have been really good. So that's our predictions for the knockout game. Interesting what the people think. But it's going to be really, really quite fascinating. English-born Musiala smashing it for Germany. He has been very good. Jonathan says he thinks Denmark are going to get a bit of a hammer in. I'm not so sure it'll be a hammer in, but I do think that they just don't.
Yeah, what did I say there? 3-1.
I'll have to go back in, mate. I think so. Is that what you said? 3-1 Denmark. Yeah, you said 3-1. I said 2-1. I think Denmark's biggest problem is creating chances. Like they look pretty organised and they press quite well, but they just didn't create a lot of chances in the games which I've seen them play. So Germany create a lot, so you'd expect them to get the better of it. It's gonna be a fascinating one. Do you think there's any chance you see a change in formation from like a France or an England where they go 3 at the back and they try and fit in these players that way?
No.
What did you make of his Calvin Phillips comments to Southgate?
I know what he's trying to say. He's just, yeah.
The way he said it was mad, though, wasn't it?
No, Calvin Phillips 4 years ago, yeah, but he, looks like he's at Calvin Phillips.
But mate, if you even base it right, just base it on the season just gone, yeah. Calvin Phillips barely played for the last few years, but this year, then he went to West Ham, was awful, got sent off, terrible. You couldn't have picked him on that form. But he also left the player from West Ham who's keeping Calvin Phillips out of the side in James Ward-Prowse. So it's got there's no sense to it. I get what he was trying to say, but the way he said it is embarrassing because he's been in that job 9 years. He's experimenting in the group stage with Trent Alexander-Arnold or Trippier at left. Why wasn't he doing that in the friendlies? Can you answer that for me, mate? No one seems to be able to tell me that. Why didn't he try these things in the friendlies?
It's like he wants to get the bullet. I've had enough of this. I want out.
It's crazy, mate. But wouldn't you, if you're him, though, wouldn't you, want to go out with a bang?
You'd have done it for the first 2 games before it started. See if it worked. Instead, he tried Manu. Manu did very, very well, and then he gets booked off for right back. If I was Manu, I'd be like, what? What's going on here?
Well, that was what I was...
Jurgen Klopp is one of the best managers in the world. He does not play in centre midfield.
No.
He plays in right back.
Yeah. And then if you're Cole Palmer, Adam Wharton, Kobe Mainoo, you've got to look at the way England have played in the first 3 games. Cole Palmer didn't even play until the last 20 minutes of the 3rd game. He's got to be thinking, what the...
Come on, and could have scored in 20 minutes. Created. Getting on
And
the
that,
ball,
do you know what that goal
looking
came from?
dangerous.
That
What?
Cole Palmer chance, mate, was Anthony Gordon with an incisive pass, Kobe
Manu,
Manu with the
Kane.
flick, Kane, and then out to Palmer. All
And if
because they
Kane would have
moved
got
the
his
ball
head up,
quick.
all he did have to do is play Manu, and Manu was in.
Yeah, exactly that, mate. First time pass back to him, wasn't it? But the point being, as soon as they moved the ball quick and they had players who were decisive and incisive in the way they want to pass and move, they look
This
a
is
different
why I
team.
mean you've got to get the right blend, and it's all right Phil Foden playing the way he does for City. He can't do that for England. This is what he needs to get in his head. You know, good player, he needs to adapt because he
What do you
can't
think
play
of
the
this?
same way.
Yeah, what do you think of this comment? Alex says Bellingham looks burnt out, guys. To be honest, he looks like a 35-year-old trying to run.
I agree.
Be a big call to drop Bellingham.
Why he was still on that pitch after 90 minutes on the last game? He was just nowhere. Someone's cut a ball back. He's fucking on the edge of the area.
Yeah, it was Kane, wasn't it? He put it right across the box.
No, was it Manu?
Yeah, he did it. They did it twice, didn't they? I think Manu
and he's
Kane
like,
put it across and he was on the edge of the box.
But that's down to the manager. No,
Should have rested. Well, mate, take
leave
him
Phil
off.
Foden there, but you need to take him off and save his legs for the later on in the competition. You've just played him nearly flipping 270 minutes in 10 days. He's fucking 90, he's 19, he's 20. You've just got to look after these players, especially the best ones. I know that some of them have to play all the time, but you know he's still young and he's a big lad. So
It'd be a massive call, mate, to rest him against Slovakia, though, wouldn't it? In the first.
I'm not saying rest him. Not saying rest him, mate.
No,
you take him off.
You
take him off and save him doing 20, 25 minutes of running. That saves a lot of legs.
Of course,
especially when you're fatigued, you're tired, and you're still. You know, that's where you pick up injuries and knocks and stuff like that. So it's just amateur hour. You should have took him off way before.
With Foden going, he went home, didn't he, for the birth of his child? Congratulations to him. Like, he does have a built-in excuse to rotate Foden out now in this Slovakia game. Because Foden's gone home for a couple of days, he could say, because of the travel and this, I'm just going to start him on the bench and bring in Cole Palmer or whoever he wants to bring in. Like, he has a bit of an excuse.
I thought he was going to name the team. Let's name the team now. Who would you go for?
If I was picking it, or what I think he would
pick now.
If I was picking it, I would pick Pickford. I'd pick Kyle Walker left back. I would pick Guy, and Stones. Right back is a toss-up for me between Trippier and Trent Alexander-Arnold, because I think they both offer fantastic crossing. So I would go with either. Midfield, I would play Manu because I think every time he plays for England look better. However, I can see the argument for the rest of it. So I'm going to go with what I would do. I would play Rice, Manu. I'd play Cole Palmer on the right. I'd play Gordon on the left. And I would play Bellingham in the 10. Harry Kane wouldn't be a guaranteed starter for me, but he probably would be.
Who's your right back?
Either Trippier or Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, but which one? It's on the fence.
Well, I think both of them offer they both offer great delivery, so I'd probably go with Alexander-Arnold, a bit fresher, and Trippier.
Yeah, that is the exact same team that I would pick.
I would so basically I would drop Foden, and I would drop Trippier,
Saka,
and Saka as well. Sorry,
and Gallagher.
Oh yeah, I forgot Gallagher started, didn't he? Yeah, that would be my change. Theo's just put his side up. He says Pickford, Trent, Gay, Stones, Gomez.
No.
Can't be having Gomez, but I accept it. And then he says Bellingham, Rice, Gordon, Foden, Palmer.
So he's got more or less the same team as us, but he's not got Manu, and he's playing Foden.
He's playing
Foden at the 10.
Interesting, mate. Foden, yeah, he says Foden in the 10. Trippier left back. Trippier can't play left back. Oh yeah, I would play Walker. Do you know who could play left back, mate? Is especially in a Slovakia game, right? So here's the thing: Slovakia are not going to come at England all guns blazing. You could play Gay at left back.
Mate,
And
if they're thinking about they should be from the first whistle, after the throw, step on the net, finish the game. They can do that. They've got the players to do that. Just suffocate them. First 10, 15 minutes, put big pressure on them and get that early goal, and it'll be a lot better. And then just go for them in the step of the net. If they don't do that, and like I say, it gets to 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, these games get nervy. People snatch. They've not been playing well. The crowd gets on the back. Someone makes a mistake, a sending off, a bad tackle for a penalty. Anything can happen. So they've got control when the first whistle goes. Step on the neck and win that game yourselves. Otherwise, if they think go in and and just tippy tappy bullshit, they'll come unstuck.
Yeah. You got to remember, for Slovakia, this is like a.
And I will be delighted.
It'll be funny, won't it? Watching the implosion.
I'm joking. No, we'll pick up.
I've said all along.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. You want them to do well, but you just don't want to win it because you never hear the frigging end of it. But yeah, you do want them to do well, especially your players. You just want to see a good game of football, and you've not really seen that yet.
That's it, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, you just want to see a good game of football and, some good goals. And it's just like, but that's down to the teams as well who are sitting low and defending nice and tight and defending very well, very organised. So, you've got to give credit as well. It's an art in defending and being in the right place and stopping crosses and stopping shots. So it's not easy putting your body on the line. So it is an art. It's just boring, isn't it?
Let me ask you something, though, mate, right? Harry Kane plays for Bayern Munich. Foden plays for Man City. Bellingham plays for Madrid. They're all Palmer for Chelsea. They're all used to playing against low blocks. So at some point, it has to be down to the balance and the way the team is set up. Because all of these players know how to play against a low block.
Of course it is.
Too many players the same. Yeah. Too many similar players.
Too many players who want to come inside, when really the space is outside. And they're cutting the nose off to spite the face, because when they are passing from side to side, and then to get some space to Trippier, I've got to cut back in because he's right-footed. So it's kind of nosing it up. Foden always wants to come in. No, Foden sometimes I like having a free roll and pop up anywhere. But, yeah, it's Kane's in there. It's not congested. There's no one running on, making runs. So it's easier to defend. So you've got to have pace out wide. That's why I think, if you have Walker out there and Gordon, that's a lot of pace out there on the left. And then you've got that good balance with Trent. He'll get round, and then Cole Palmer will come in and join in. Kane's got to be that focal point and stay in the position, but he doesn't do that, so it's difficult. The ideal world. If I was the England manager, you just fucking put Ivan Toney in, but you can't, because he's not even had a minute. You're not even giving 20, 30 minutes to see what he looks like, because he'll drop in deep, but he'll go on as well. But he didn't finish. Didn't have a very good season. His manager was leaving him out, wasn't playing end of the season. So, really, should he be there?
There's a few like that, though, isn't there? You are there, mate. Congratulations.
He was the one that I'd have left out for Grealish.
Yeah.
Grealish gives you something different.
I just think what they need is some genuine wingers, like some out-and-out pegs who are going to run in behind.
They've got that with Gordon. They've got that with
Gordon.
Rashford at home. The left Rashford at home. So what? And you brought Gordon. He's come on. He's done well. He's done well before the Euro started, and now he's done well when he's come on. Are you stupid? Are you fucking blind? You players who are in form. It's just if he gets this wrong, then he'll never live it down, because this is a real chance for this England team to do very well in this competition. And if they don't, it'll be no fault than the managers. Only the managers, because he picks the team.
Wanted to say congratulations to Spain's winger Lamine Yamal, passed his school exams today.
Gracias, well done.
Congratulations to him.
Muy bien.
In fairness, mate, he's been very impressive in that Spain. For someone so young, mate, he is what a player. Like, to play on this stage and start, player and a half, mate. They look. I've been quite impressed with Spain. I think they've been really.
Yeah, like I say,
well,
Spain and Germany have probably been the best two. But it's not how you start; it's how you finish.
It is, mate. But they look the most balanced as well. Although I think Portugal, when they played their first team, looked very balanced as well. They look really like Portugal when they were before they made those changes. They had a real nice feel in the way
Silva
they were playing.
and Bruno Fernandes are two very, 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 very good players. So,
but they've got João Neves.
But they've got the right balance. But with them two creating and opening things up, Paulinho, nice and solid. They've got a very nice balance. You've obviously got Ronaldo up there as well. So Pepe experience, Ruben Diaz. They've got a good team when the full team's out.
To finish, mate, I just wanted to talk about the French team a little bit because Didier Deschamps, obviously a very, very successful footballer, an incredibly successful manager for France. He's made some brave decisions in his selection. He's been going with the midfield two of like Kante and Rabiot. He's been criticised a little bit for that in France, I believe, like because he's leaving out Camavinga, Tchouaméni, top stars, and he's going for that sort of more solid, reliable base. Do you think that he might he might make some changes for this Euro, like this next game, because they've been quite poor, mate, really, considering the talent.
Well, something needs to change, don't you? So you would expect him to change it. Maybe Giroud comes in. He's done very well. He's a vocal point. He brings other people into play, like he has done for a long time now. But is he too old? Thuram, does he stick with him? Yeah, same thing, mate. With Southgate, it's all about the manager getting the right blend. But you're running out of time. You're running out of games now. It's knockout. It's championship rounds. You get knocked out, you're out, mate. So you've got to go for the throat. If you're going for this like solid base, another 0-0, 1-1, and go to penalties, then go for it. But these, you just got to be careful though, because any team now, they're so quick on the break. If you sit in and they catch you on your break, you just got to be wary. England seem to have the kryptonite because Kyle Walker, when you leave him there, no one can go past him. So you just got to be on your toes.
Just having a look at the France lineup against Poland. So yeah, he went with Rabiot and Tchouaméni and Kante, which is quite a defensive midfield, really.
To win it, mate.
I look at, but then these are the players they brought on: Camavinga, Fofana, Griezmann, Muani. Like they got Dembele, they got Mbappe, they got all these
miss
players.
A few chances though.
So many good players.
Griezmann could have had two, couldn't he?
And like you said, mate, it's not how you start; it's how you finish. They have got Thuram. They got some incredible players who haven't really played much football so far in the tournament. So maybe they will come good at the right time. Obviously, they did well in the World Cup, didn't they?
This is why I said it's similar to England, because they can turn it around. They've got the players to do that. They just need to get it right, the right blend. Do you need two in there? There's a lot of safe managers in there. Safe. Well, let's not get beat. Let's not get beat. But after there's a fine line. You have to take risks for that reward, or you're just hoping, or yes.
Deschamps has been
I'm the risk taker, so but it's difficult. I know what he's thinking. Well, let's just get through to the next round. Yeah, but no, that's all right. But you need some flow. You need some consistency, some performances. Wait and
momentum, mate, isn't it? As well in the tournament,
exactly.
is having the momentum of winning.
We'll wait and see.
Just going to finish up. Obviously, we were live on Cardiff City World tonight as well, because I literally can't be in two places at once. However, we will just slip this question in from Jonathan about Cardiff. He says, "Do you think Romeo is gone after today's reports? Didn't see him in the training video today either." Yes, I do. I'll have some more on that on Sunday on the breakdown. If you are a Cardiff
New
fan,
new manager again.
No. The manager signed a new deal. Come on.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah, he's all ready. We've got a new coach coming this week as well. Getting ready for the season. First game, Sunderland.
New Wales manager.
I'll tell you something about that now off air, which I got told
sweet.
today. Where make sure if you're a Championship fan or a Cardiff City fan, make sure you subscribe to Cardiff City World. And if you just like football generally and podcasts and interviews and content, then make sure you subscribe to H Podcast Nation. Big thank you to Rhodri Giggs as always, mate. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. It's always a good time.